Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and the continuation of my blind playthrough of RDR2 in 2025. Forgive me if I'm a little bit slow today. I'm literally operating off a few hours of sleep. I don't know. I couldn't sleep, so I'm up. I got weird sleeping times again, and so it's only like 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. This is your Monday episode, but I've only been asleep for a couple hours, guys. Like 3 or 4. Okay. Gorgeous scene here. We just got done waking up from camp, I believe. Let's look at what our status is. Player status. We're not in the red. I'm surprised. And fit and clean and calm. We are underweight though, right? We should be. Yeah. All right. What about the map? Where are we headed today? Sadie. Yep. This might be what pushes this, we might be pushing forward to a new chapter today, guys. Given that it's the weekend, I don't have a whole heck of a lot of news, except that I just read that Senator Tom Tillis, one day after voting against President Trump's bill, what does he call that? The big, beautiful bill? Which, if I'm not mistaken, didn't work. I believe it passed. And I don't know if it passed in a way that it's like it's done, or it passed and then it went back to the House. I'm not quite sure, but J.D. Vance was the tie-breaking vote, and Senator Tom Tillis, one day later, has announced that he's not going to seek re-election after he voted against that bill. I love this. We're seeing a trend. Ever since Trump came to power, of senators and congressmen doing their one little last act of I mean, I guess I would call it defiance. I want to call it defiance, but in honesty, it's probably just simply for them like a principled stance. Most of these people, I think they really do believe that their old established way of doing things is the right way. The world is changing and has left them behind, and nobody else agrees with them. So they're coming to that realization, and they step down and step away from politics and go back to private life. And I think that they should suffer more consequences than that, but we'll probably have to depend on the Lord Almighty for that. Tom Tillis is not necessarily one of those examples that I'm thinking of. I don't know enough about him to sit here and wish like he was thrown in prison for his deeds, right? I don't know anything about that. He's just a guy who's going the way of the buffalo. His ideology is dead and over, and we are moving on to something new and much, much better. I do believe I forgot to cook meat. What time is it? Oh, you know what? We did not bed down. Okay, well, let's go ahead and have him set camp. Oh, you know what? Not yet. Not yet. We should, Yeah. I'm sorry. I just can't make up my mind. There we go. And we'll cook up, some mentee and oregano or thyme meat. Always do mentee first. Imagine this kind of stuff here, guys. This is all things that Arthur's been doing for years and years and years. They're the fundamentals of his living and surviving and day to day. He doesn't give it a second thought, right? These are just the things that you do. He's developed a skill. He knows how to use that knife. He understands how to cook stuff and when he needs to prep and all that. But in his condition now, even this becomes difficult. Like, we're seeing him in a good state right now because this is scripted. But in reality, he's coughing, right? And every little thing in life becomes hard and a challenge to accomplish when it used to just simply be done without a second thought. It's a tough spot to be in psychologically, you know, I would imagine. I guess it would just simply be, it's this constant reminder that you are on your way out. You know, I've always liked the idea of the body being like a spacesuit. You know, as a Christian, I consider myself not of this world, right? This is not my home. It's kind of like, ironically enough, like Ozzy Osbourne, his Stranger in a Strange Land kind of thought. That's the way I identify. That's part of my worldview. And so I look at my body as being like a spacesuit. And if you're in space and your suit is degrading and you know, the hose is springing a leak and you got to fix that every now and again and just stuff, nothing's working the way it used to. But that's like all signs that your mission is coming to an end and you get to go home. After like a job well done, you know? Like in the Bible, it talks about when your race is finally won. What? And you've run the course set before you. You made it from starting line to finish line. And I think I'm appreciative of having a worldview that my entire frame of reference makes it so that death just is not a frightening thing. Getting older and losing abilities is not frightening. I think that it's a two-edged thing. I lose physical abilities, but I gain mental, you know, maturation and understanding. If COVID had come whenever I was 19 years old, no way do I dodge that. No way. I don't have the wisdom. I don't have the experience to have a compare and contrast, you know? So I'm just really very appreciative to be in a position where I can think in those kinds of terms. Oh, doggone it. I am a knucklehead, man. Can I find that campfire again? I didn't have Arthur go to sleep. I don't think I put that campfire out. I just got up and walked away, man. That's completely irresponsible. Well, I'm not gonna spend all night looking for it. We're gonna pretend like I didn't do that. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, Arthur's gonna need to eat a little something. That's why I stood up. I meant to eat. He's not gonna have meat. That'll be in the morning. He's gonna have some fruit. And a vegetable would be good. And I guess a carb. I guess. Crackers, yeah. Okay. Rest by fire. I probably should have fed the horse. We'll feed him in the morning. Go sleep. And sleep till morning. All right. Tear down camp. Check player status. We might be in the red now. Oh, we're doing okay. Double check horse. Fit, clean, and calm. Okay. We will eat one thing of meat. I think that, yeah, oh, that's gonna have to be it, because we can't. He's full. Feed. And let's just brush him once.
Let's go, boy.
All right. Now we're off and at him. I suppose before we get off and at him, I should get our outfit. I'm having to go through all of them here. One of these days I'll get it right. Outfit 2, outfit 3, outfit 1. Oh, it's outfit 1. Okay, so I'm looking for outfit 2. There we go. Okay.
Yep.
Back to Saint Denis.
Yeah.
So I suppose Arthur's condition really serves as kind of a parallel to the gang's condition. You know, he starts out, he gets sick. That's basically, he's a dead man walking. And so is this gang at the very beginning, at the very outset. But you don't know that. You think you just kind of like got through a tough scrape and done that before and everything's going to be okay, and it's just kind of business as usual, right, is what you're thinking. But soon after that you find out, man, I can't shake this thing. Kind of like the gang keeps having to move locations. It just can never seem to get away or accomplish what it's trying to accomplish. Yep. They're hounded, they're chased, they're pinned down. None of this has happened before. Everywhere else they've been and every other scrape they got into, they were able to get out, but not this one. It's like it ain't killing them right off the bat, but they keep having to run, right? And so these two things run parallel. Arthur's degrading condition and march towards death that we only gradually become aware of, and the same exact thing for the gang. Dutch's vision and philosophy. I was just talking about Tom Tillis and rhinos going the way of the buffalo. That's the same thing happening here, you know. And this happened in real life too. You had these great train robbery gangs, the Jesse James gang, the Wild Bunch up in the Northwest. They had a way of life. There were things that they could do and get away with, and the nation didn't have any infrastructure or cultural mindset to really combat that and put it to rest. So they kind of got to run amok. And eventually that changed, and their way of life went away. That's everything happening here. Everything in this story is about exactly that. About you being on the wrong side of innovation and the world passing you by.
Good morning.
And mind you got to look at it almost like kind of like the Industrial Revolution. You're not just on the wrong side of innovation. You're something that thrived off of exploiting the previous absence of whatever innovation is now driving you into an early grave. Because at the end, we got to remember, at the end of the day, these are criminals. That's why I think it was important the way I started this series out. I was talking about how, you know, well, I think I talked about this. I may not have, but I think I did. But I was talking about how God doesn't make garbage, and everybody, almost no matter how much evil they are, if you sit down and you have a conversation with them whenever they're in like a humbled state, you can almost always find some sort of shred of a good aspect or a good characteristic, something relatable, something that you think is maybe perhaps redeemable, right? And you begin, that's what kind of can cause you to maybe have sympathy for somebody when nobody else does, is whenever you have this sort of a one-on-one encounter, and you can kind of understand that they're not this necessarily the complete embodiment of evil that they were caricaturized as, or maybe they were, but you can see that this, or even are, like present tense, but you can see what could have been. And that's what I would say here. You know, we're living life through the eyes of a hardened criminal. This guy, he keeps telling you, I'm not a good person, you know. But you see elements of nobility and virtue also at the same time. Because I think that's the central, that's one of the central aspects of humanity in general. And that's why most of us inherently within us, even through our own experiences, understand that there's an arc of redemption for everybody. But you can understand that and still not be a bleeding heart, right? I think that's where liberals really struggle.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Let's see, do we enter here? We're gonna have to find our way into this thing. Maybe around the back side, huh?
Hey, move it! Don't touch me.
Hey, no, I was thinking I might find an open door there. I actually didn't make it to church today. My sleep schedule's so wrecked that I slept right through it.
Morning, sir.
And I don't consider that to be very good for my life, so I'm gonna be trying to get that fixed by next week. Here we go.
Morning, sir.
To me, going to church is kind of like how some of you see like getting
Morning,
breakfast
Fred.
as the first meal in the morning, or going to the gym. It's just something that it's a good habit to be in. And you don't always feel the positive effects then and there, but it maintains you at a certain position. That's how I think about it. Sometimes you do feel the effects right away.
Every day is the last one, huh?
You ain't scaring nobody.
Hey, you mind your damn step. You want to start something? Yeah, that's right. Show me some damn respect.
That's fine. We're just kind of bumping into each other because it's small, confined areas.
Morning.
I had about enough of you.
Oh, really?
Y'all got to be civil, all right?
Cut!
Ouch.
I don't want no parts of no trouble. I can't believe my eyes.
Look, you regretting things yet?
At least next time.
Son of a bitch!
Avoid.
I'm getting along.
That really wasn't the right thing to do. I immediately regret that, sir. that was terrible. That was terrible. Okay, we can't even do this mission now. We can't even do this mission now. I've got to go away. What in the world was I thinking? I'm kind of upset at myself. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. I think what you guys just saw was me in a consequence environment taking out some very mild frustration about the NPC prohibiting me from trying to get this mission started as I record this game. I think that's what you just witnessed. To me, that's like a lack of discipline, right? There's all kinds of things I use in life that as training opportunities. I view it that way. I used to teach my troops this about. Well, here we go. As a kind of a mental framework of how to look at adversity in life, instead of looking at adversity as something that's derailing you and keeping you from accomplishing your goals and holding you back and oppressing you and defeating you even, to instead view it as an opportunity to improve yourself or to learn more about how you tick or how to handle certain situations. And this is a way dated example because I'm old, right? But it's like Karate Kid, where in the first one, Daniel-san is having to do all these different household chores for Mr. Miyagi. And when he was there to learn karate from Mr. Miyagi, right? And he gets really frustrated at the end because he doesn't think that he's learning anything. He's been patient for weeks, right? But as far as he can tell, his perspective is that this old man just has him doing his chores for him. And he's not teaching himself anything. So Mr. Miyagi gets like kind of frustrated and he's like, shut up. You show me. Wax the car. And right, Daniel-san starts to kind of go through the motion of waxing, but it's lazy, right? He doesn't understand what Mr. Miyagi's showing him. And Mr. Miyagi says, no, not like that. And he says, with purpose, with intent, firmness, right? And then he tells Daniel-san to show him paint the fence. And it's the same thing. He goes through all these different tasks that he's been given Daniel-san to practice, right? And then whenever Daniel-san is doing these with purpose and with quickness and getting from point A to point B with his hand movements, with with some oomph. Then Mr. Miyagi starts throwing punches and kicks at him and tells him which chores to practice. And he shows him how he's been teaching him muscle memory the entire time. Muscle memory on so that you don't even have to think about it. A kick comes at your head, you paint the fence and you block it. Followed by low kick to the lower legs, you paint the fence on the downstroke and you block that. Followed by a left hook, you wax the car, right? And Danielson doesn't even have to think about it because he's been doing these motions for so long, it's automatic. That's what adversity is good for. You know, whenever you think that you're just sitting there getting driven into the ground, and I think we're gonna have to go pay this fine. Actually, now that I think about it, you think that you're just getting driven into the ground, and really, let's see what's gonna be closer. You're being afforded the opportunity to get practiced in a skill set that is going to you may be practicing against something small and inconsequential, but remember what I told you guys about what I thought about principles of truth. If something is true, it's true in both the micro and the macro. So that means that whenever you run into a little problem in life and you practice skills to overcome that, like for me here, my problem that I ran into was a lack of impulse control. That's what it was. I'm in a consequence-free environment. It didn't matter. That's obviously not a real person. It's an NPC. A lot of people would think nothing of it. Not me. I think in terms of, holy smokes, I just let my circumstances drive my actions. And so I can think about that. And I can think about how that happened, and I can kind of unwind things within myself and tell you why that happened, which I did. That's exactly what I did. I told you why I thought that happened. And then I can commit that to my brain and instead of being subconsciously or unconsciously aware of it, I'm consciously aware of it, and now I can regain control of myself and my actions because I'm aware of how insidiously life can get under your skin and start to drive you instead of you driving it. I guess that's your lesson for the day. I feel like I sound like an absolute, let me pontificate to you about all the things I've learned. But I would say that my gift, guys, is not that I have like tons of pearls of wisdom to pass on and share with you guys. I'm worried that that's how I sound sometimes. But that's not my gift. My gift is that I can simply communicate things that everybody else knows about implicitly. And by communicating it, it goes from the subconscious to the conscious. From the unrecognized to the cognizant. So take it in the spirit that it's intended in. I hope nobody gets the impression that I'm here to teach you, you know, because I'm so much better and wiser and further along than you.
Be a lot easier for you once you're all square.
There we go.
Thank you. Really. Yeah.
All right, we're going back. Whoops. Maybe I can find out how to actually reach her. Let's oh, it's a saloon. All right. We need to get into a saloon. That'll make it easier. I kind of know what the front entrance should look like. I have an idea of what to look for. I don't remember ever laying eyes on this thing, but I know what a saloon looks like, you know, so Should make it easier to identify the entry point. Oh, you can't?
Whoa, back. Idiot.
There we go. So see all this is all wasted time. We're having to make this, we had to make a trip all the way out to pay that fine. We got to make the trip all the way back into town. The clock is ticking. We're halfway through this episode. These are the consequences that I have to live with.
They got the wrong man. Dropped my brother. Taking this one in.
For the actions that I took, you know.
They called you a woman killer, not a turncoat. Your own brother? I'm a good man.
So I can keep that in mind for similar scenarios in the future that are with bigger stakes. This is what we would call an opportunity cost. I have cost myself the opportunity to finish this episode on time. Or I perhaps have cost myself. I've put that at risk. Because I didn't have impulse control on something that I blatantly should have. Like, that was ridiculous. Right? That's the thing, is that it was an egregious mistake. We're not talking about, like, you know, I've decided to cut down on sugar and so I don't eat, I'm not eating, I'm just giving a scenario here. I'm not eating any sweets, and I've been doing that for a month now, and it's really starting to pay some dividends. But then I go and I mess up, and I have one cookie, or I have 2 cookies out of a whole bag that a friend had. That's a mild slip up, you know. You can correct course off that real quick, as long as you just regain your discipline. But some mistakes you can't. You did it, and things are changed now. One of the areas that I think this shows up the most in is relationships. If you burn a bridge too hard, you could lose a friend. If you burn a bridge a little bit, you may keep that friend, but things are never the same. Some things just have impacts that shape your world in ways that, you know, it's like no takebacks. Okay, we're going to dismount. I don't see a post, guys. We're just gonna trust the horse.
Hey there, sir.
All right, Henry's Oyster Bar. That sounds like the place we want to be. Furnished rooms. I think it should be one of these. Well, it doesn't act like it, does it? These doors are shut. Maybe there's an entrance behind and to the left? No, it's in the building to the right. Let's go look back here again. Maybe here? No.
Drink myself sleep.
Pardon.
I'm sorry.
Hello?
That one didn't act the same. I'm looking for a set of stairs, maybe? And I'm not seeing it, I don't think. Let me double check down this alley. That sounds like an entrance. No, I was wrong. You can hear the music, though. That's it. We gotta get into this place. I mean, we can't climb this, can we? That's just lattice work, no. No, we cannot. Pardon me, ma'am.
Watch where you're going.
Yeah. Friendly service. Blackburn Ale. There we go.
Don't you worry about me.
There you are.
Here I am.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go where? And why are you so riled up?
Today is a great day, Arthur. Today is the day they are going to hang Colm O'Driscoll.
That's so.
Rather they hang him or I shoot him.
Oh, they are gonna hang him.
Yeah, and not before time.
That boy's been on the gallows more than most. I wouldn't count anything until his neck's broke.
Well,
I
nor
think that's
would I.
what Dutch is going to make sure
Which
about
is
this
why,
time.
despite us being wanted men, we're gonna attend the event ourselves.
And follow him onto the scaffold?
Well, let's hope not. But if I could see that son of a bitch breathe his last, I think I'd die a happy man. We are gonna disguise ourselves
In
Ho,
this?
ho, ho.
in this.
So Arthur knows this is revenge, right? He was trained his whole life by Dutch. Don't make
Okay.
decisions based
Come
on
on.
vengeance.
Well, don't we just look the part?
We'll cut through the alley to get to the gallows. We keep our weapons holstered, our disguises on, and our wits about us.
Mrs. Adler, might I say, being a fancy woman of Saint Denis shoots you.
I'd dress up like the Queen of Sheba if it meant seeing that son of a bitch swing.
Colm hung me up, nearly butchered me. That don't mean I'm comfortable in this woolen coat.
You made it out of that predicament, as I remember, Mr. Morgan. My husband weren't so lucky.
You lost your husband. I lost my darling Annabelle. That poor boy Kieran. We've all lost something because of Colm. And that is why we will shepherd him to eternity.
Amen to that.
Now keep those fingers off those triggers, because we'll need cool heads and calm dispositions to see this done.
Practice what you preach, brother.
Whatever do you mean?
Are you gonna keep your cool? Really? When you seem to lose it all so often now.
This doubting and questioning of yours? I miss the old Arthur.
Don't we all?
You two quit it. Y'all got a job to do, and we're all in rough agreement about how we're doing it. As far as I can tell.
Exactly.
We'll get it done, all right.
All right then. Come on. We got a hanging to witness.
Well, looks like we've arrived.
Look here. Don't the public love an execution?
Generally, yeah, because they've been run down by these kinds of people for a long time before justice gets done.
All right. Good. Now, you see that pair of assholes?
Sure.
They're Combs boys.
Yes, I think so.
What a surprise. I'm glad we're here.
Oh, they've been spotted?
What are they pointing at?
Oh.
I don't know. We gotta follow them to find out.
Yeah. Oh, here comes somebody. Stay here.
Don't do nothing.
Go brush that horse, officer.
Yes, sir.
The crowd came to see a show. We don't want to disappoint them.
I guess they did miss their chance to see John swing by his neck.
Hey, hey. You know I wasn't going to let it come to that.
Well, I guess I don't know what I know no more.
And I guess this isn't the time to question either my decisions or yours. Here and now, Colm O'Driscoll's going to get his due. He's cutting in there. Let's go. Quiet.
look like?
Bunch of cops.
How many?
Enough. So what do you think?
Paul's up on the roof. Once he starts shooting, we have to have our wits about us and move fast.
Yeah, I guess we faced worse than this before.
Sure. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So, they got a guy up on the roof, overlooking the gallows. Find a way up there, onto one of these verandas, through a building maybe, and get him. And do it silently.
Well, obviously I'm gonna do it silently. I want to see this bastard swing.
All right, well, we'll climb these stairs and see if there's an apartment we can go through.
Oh, Arthur, here's a ladder.
What?
Find a way up to the roof and stop him. I'll go back to Mrs. Adler.
Okay. Actually, it shows me right here, I think. Oh no. Can't slide through? Oh, there we go. Look for ladders or staircases to access the roof. Approach the shooter's location. Okay, let's get up on these tiles.
Wow, what we got here?
Okay. Oh, we can... Oh! He heard us coming.
Your boss is gonna swing, I promise. Welcome.
Pick up rifle and observe. Hang it.
From Barbary. Yet justice itself can at times be barbaric. For sometimes a man is so savage, the only way to deal with him justly is by savagery. Colm O'Driscoll is one such man. He has murdered,
Okay, here's our guys right here.
stolen,
Him and I think him.
for a decade across 5 states, seemingly with impunity. Today,
Maybe him.
justice catches up with him.
As well you may. I've been a bad man.
Silence!
These charges are...
This is not a court where you shall be tried. This is a place where your sentence is to be carried out. And your sentence, Colm O'Driscoll, is that you are to be hanged by the neck until you are dead.
He
This
sees
is
it.
not a task we take lightly. It is not a task we
Yep.
enjoy. But
Sayonara.
it is a task we must carry out if our civilization is to prosper. Gentlemen, are we ready? Colm O'Driscoll, may God, in his infinite wisdom, have mercy upon your soul. Whenever you are ready.
Broken neck right there. He's dead.
Now you know how it feels to watch somebody you love die. You ruined my life!
Oh, she couldn't leave well enough alone.
Okay, let's go. Morgan, you hear us? Take a shot on these O'Driscolls.
I'm looking for them. Where are they at? Ah, come on, man. There we go.
Will die same day as Paul O'Driscoll.
Hip shot. Those hurt a lot.
Let's get out of here. We'll give all the money and finish these.
Go!
I ain't gonna get him! Yeah, I can't get a shot on him!
Stay with me.
I'm alone.
I'll hold him down.
Someone kill him already. Home's dead. Let's just
That
go.
wagon is going to get us out of here. Come on. Well, we got him.
Let's just get out of here.
Go.
Dead man swinging. Hey, Tilly.
How you get on, Arthur?
Well, we saw the bastard hang okay, but the whole thing ain't gonna save us.
I guess that's one less thing to worry about.
I guess compared to the entire government, in the end, Como Driscoll didn't seem like such a worry.
A letter came for you.
Oh, okay.
I know it's from that Mary.
Mary?
Oh.
She ain't worth it, Arthur.
Who is?
What's that? Ring?
My dear
Look
Arthur,
too big to be a ring.
you never showed up. And now, after looking at the newspapers, I understand why. I don't imagine you'll receive this letter, but I, nonetheless, must send it. Arthur. Oh, Arthur. I was just starting to dream the silliest and softest of dreams. I miss you, and I will always miss you. But I cannot live like that. And it seems you cannot live any other way. When I'm with you, the world makes sense. But when we are apart, I see clearly that your world is not a world from which one can escape. I'm so sorry for everything. For everything long ago, and for starting up that business again. There's a good man within you, Arthur. But he is wrestling with a giant. And the giant wins time and again. You've broken my heart again. And I fear I have broken yours. And for that, I will never forgive myself. But you must let me go now. I enclose a ring you gave me many years ago, when we were both young. Not because I don't like it, but because I care for it far too much, and it reminds me too much of you. I hope one day you will find some people in love who can use this, for it kept me thinking of you all these years, and I hope by returning it to you, I can finally be free. Goodbye, Mary.
Yep. Well, that's appropriate. Our horse is super dirty. Let's see. EF. I can't think of who that is. But we don't want to start that. We're at 50 minutes.
The Reverend left, Arthur.
What?
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He left me a note. Told me I should do the same.
Why?
Ah.
Well, I think he's worried.
He's a right to be worried. You worried?
Sure, but I still think maybe things will turn out okay. You'll steer Dutch right. I know you will.
I'll try, Miss Grimshaw. Really, I will.
Okay. There's Bill.
Howdy do, Arthur.
Hi, Uncle.
Okay, let's not risk getting into any other dialogue here. We're going to go ahead and save it. And that's going to be today's episode. Again, this is your Monday episode. Yes, I do want to overwrite. Or might as well call it 65% done. So we still got we got a good solid chunk of this game left. And a lot of important things. You know, I get the feeling like this game is going to pick up in intensity just as we go forward from now on. So we kind of like were at a point for a little while there before things got bad for Arthur with his sickness, where it was interesting, it was neat, but we were sort of just checking quests off and going out to hunt cougars, and find perfect pelts and trying to get the camp set up and all taken care of because we frankly had time for it. The yellow missions that were available were spread out and they were of a lower intensity. Now things are really starting to ramp up, and I'm willing to bet that this is, if I was a writer, and I'm thinking that they did this, if I was a writer, I would ramp these things up to be running in parallel with how Arthur's sickness would be ramping up. Like for another analogy, another way to understand that is that I once heard that the very original, the very first Aliens movie, I think it was just called Alien. It was singular. It was made in the 70s. It had Sigourney Weaver in it. The way that they did the soundtrack, and I can't remember who directed that movie. Maybe it was Ridley Scott. The way that he decided to do the soundtrack is that they put so you got all the sci-fi ambience going, right? An ambient soundtrack where it's not really music, it's more like a bass line and then some thumps and booms and hisses off in the distance and stuff, and it's all meant to kind of build tension in you subconsciously. Underneath that track at a little bit lower volume, they had a kind of rhythmic bass line going, and it went in time to a human heartbeat. And as things were getting more and more intense in any kind of a scene where they're sort of hunting for the alien and they can't find it and the alien's hunting them also, and things build to a crescendo until you have an actual encounter with the alien, they would increase the rate of that baseline. And they said that the effect that it had on people who watch it is that because your subconscious picks up on that, your own heart rate began to elevate also. They psychologically manipulated you to create the intense emotional effect that they're trying to have you experience in going to see this movie, right? And that's, I think, what they're doing here with this movie. With this video game. I think that the pace and the intensity of events are going to start picking up at a similar rate to Arthur's deterioration in his health. So that's going to be interesting to see if that's how it plays out. All right, guys. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues.